I have been a huge Metal Gear Solid fan since the PlayStation 1. I was not aware of Metal Gear or Snake's Revenge for the NES or Famicom or wherever you want to, whichever version of it you want to use. But Metal Gear Solid definitely just blew my mind when I was a kid in the late 90s. However, I love all the Metal Gears apart from Survive, in all honesty. Even the Game Boy Color one is really, really good. Ghost Babel, I think it's called. But here with Metal Gear Solid Delta, I was like, oh wow, they're remaking Metal Gear Solid 3. That's pretty awesome. So hopefully they'll do it in release order, and the next we'll probably get Portable Ops, and then we'll get Peace Walker, or is it Peace Walker then Portable Ops? Whichever way around it is, we get that. And then hopefully we somehow get Metal Gear Solid 4 removed off of exclusivity on PlayStation 3 and give that to the world for everybody, because Metal Gear Solid 4 is still pretty cool. But should you pick up Metal Gear Solid Delta? It's a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3, but is it a remake? Well, I mean, it probably technically is, but I'm going to just say no. It is essentially, if you took the original Metal Gear Solid, and Metal Gear Solid 3, and you just made it look better, make it run worse, and then just make some more modern controls, that's it. It's pretty much a carbon copy exact Metal Gear Solid 3, which I know is going to be bizarre for me saying it. I'm a little disappointed in. I would have liked them to have done a tad more to bring it up to snuff. Now, I love the original Metal Gear Solid 3. I played through the Master Collection over the Christmas of 2024, like back to back, just solidly, and I once again enjoy the crap out of it. I've completed them many, many times. But I would have liked to have seen a bit more done here. If you ask me, and the purposes of this video is, should you buy the Master Collection to play the original Metal Gear Solid 3 or buy Metal Gear Solid Delta? At this point, with Delta still being like £60-70, this game is not worth £70. For one, on PC, it runs like ass. The footage you are seeing is captured on my PC. I have a Ryzen 7 5800X. I have a RTX 3060 12GB card, which people shit on the card, but I'll tell you what, it's a fantastic card, and I can run Battlefield 6 at pretty much maxed out and get average well above 70 frames. It dances between 70 and 100 frames per second all the time. So I can run Battlefield 6 with no issues whatsoever, and that released after Delta. And if a game is well optimized, mostly all modern cards should be able to run it. Absolutely fine, no problems. My computer can't even, and I got 32 gig of RAM, sorry, just to finish that one out. So I should very easily be able to run Metal Gear Solid at least in 1440 at the solid 60 whilst fiddling with some graphic options. The graphic options are minimal at best anyway. You can't really change a whole lot. And in 1440 even using DLSS on performance, this game runs like shit. It's like dancing around in the 40s, dipping into the 30s, which is abysmal because the game doesn't look that good. It's not, it's a improvement on the original, of course, but the original came out on PS2, but even at the time, it was still a very good looking PS2 game. But here, with Delta, the performance is crap. So this footage you're seeing is 1080, which disgusts me. There's nothing wrong with 1080, I'm just joking. But it's running at 1080 with DLSS on performance, and it's still dipping below 60. But I also understand that it struggles also on consoles as well. So I know for a fact it's not my computer. I know that, because I can't even run Monster Hunter Wilds at a sensible frame rate, which once again is disgusting. Monster Hunter Wilds is one of the most horrifically optimized games I've played in my life, and that's a shame because I'm a massive Monster Hunter fan, and I put Monster Hunter Wilds down months and months and months ago, and I have not gone back to it since because it just runs like shit. I run better than that, and I don't run. I walk. Do you know what I mean? I'm a nerd. I don't run. But I would 100% get the Master Collection over Delta. Delta is probably worth picking up one day in the future for a tenner, especially if you're a PC player. Just be warned, there's some performance issues, which it looks like Konami do not give a shit about because they didn't really fix Silent Hill 2 Remake, and that had performance issues as well. I had to play that one in 1080, which I shouldn't have to do, but here we are. Capcom, for the most part, besides Monster Hunter, they do release some good stuff here and there. Street Fighter 6 was very well optimized, but then Dragon's Dogma 2 was not. But I think it's when they're trying to use the RE engine on games that are not Resident Evils. Resident Evils are awesome. They're solid. They are optimized quite well. But then you get Monster Hunter Wilds and Dragon's Dogma 2, which it feels like they're taped together or held together by Blue Tack. It's really crap. But also here with Delta, just performance aside, it's just you're just playing Metal Gear Solid 3 just looking a little bit better. So I do have absolute buyer's remorse, and I bought a code off of one of the code websites for £40. So I didn't even pay full price for it, but even at £40 I still feel ripped off. I still have buyer's remorse, and because I bought it by an external code, I can't get a refund. So because if I could have, I would have refunded it on Steam. So that annoys me to no end. But even when you're going in between the areas in Metal Gear Solid 3, in the original, the screen fades to black, and then you get a little text up telling you which location you are now in. That's still present in Delta. Why isn't it just one great big open area, one great big open seamless map in this modern age? That's what it should be, but it's not. But that's what we get. And there's a load of other things as well. For example, I'm a tiny bit of an achievement whore. Not so much these days, but I do like me some achievements. And one of my big irks with Elden Ring, for example, is when the Elden Ring DLC was launched, Shadow of the Erdtree, there's no achievements for it whatsoever. So I know it sounds bizarre, but I don't feel a massive pull to play it straight away. I will do one day, but not because there's no achievements. It's like, oh, okay, then I just have to play that old school with nothing then. Okay, cool. Which there's nothing wrong with. Games are to be played and not just to get achievements from. But let's be honest, you do get that little dopamine feeling when you unlock an achievement. It's a good feeling. Here with Delta, to be fair to Konami, they did put in the Snake versus Monkeys game mode that was in the Substance edition of Metal Gear Solid 3. That's pretty cool. They also include another little game mode which was included in that as well, which is like a little mini game side game gizmo. I don't want to give it like everything away because you want to unlock stuff. So you can unlock that, and they're bringing out a free online mode DLC for Metal Gear Solid Delta, which will be coming out very soon. That's all very well and good. However, Snake vs. Monkeys and the unlockable game mode you get after you beat the game, they have no achievements whatsoever for them. There's nothing whatsoever. All the achievements are pretty much the same as they were in the original Metal Gear Solid 3 for the Master Collection. So it's like, oh, okay, thanks for that. That's great. It's the same with like the Dawn of War remaster, launched with no Steam achievements. And to my knowledge, I don't think it has Steam achievements now, but that was a massive fail on their part. And that, again, was like a lazy-ass remaster too. So I see Delta as more of a remaster than a remake. It's like the Resident Evil 2 remake and 3 remake and 4 remake are phenomenal. The third Resident Evil remake, a little lazy, of course, but still a good game. Not as good as it could have been, and nowhere near as good as the original PS1 game, but still a good game. Resident Evil 2 and 4 remakes are absolutely top tier, because my thoughts on the original Resident Evil 4 is it sucks donkey dick. So but the remake, I absolutely loved playing through the remake. There's also the Final Fantasy VII remake and Rebirth. Absolutely incredible. Rebirth got absolutely shit on a year, whenever it came out, a couple of years ago, a year ago, whenever it was, it got absolutely shit on. But as a original Final Fantasy VII fan from the beginning of Final Fantasy VII, it blew my mind, and I think it's a phenomenal game. Rebirth is incredible, and was my game of the year it was released. Absolutely insane, but got shit on. However, as it was a remake, they added to it and made things better and did this and did that and blah blah blah. Why couldn't Konami? I mean, I know why Konami couldn't do that. It's because Konami are lazy as hell. But there we go. But yeah, so bottom line, do not buy Delta full price, if at all. But the Master Collection and original Metal Gear Solid 3 is still, I'd say, the way to go for the time being if you're new to the franchise. Yes, Delta looks shiny, I get that. But it's just an overpriced, polished turd, even though Metal Gear Solid 3 isn't a turd, but that's just what I mean. You polish a turd, it's still a turd. It's exactly the same. It's the same with a £70 price tag. That's bullshit. But please let me know in the comments down below if you have already played this, and if you did, how's it run for you? And if you've never played this before, what's your interest in it? But as always, thank you very much for watching.
If you're looking for Sokolov, he's not here anymore.